Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Sophia. So I just have a few cards to go over with you. Some affirmations. A few things that can help you understand energy, vibration, and frequency, which we all hold. So I'm going to start with my green tea. Green tea is really good for you. It's good for the heart, and it also releases toxins out of the body. It's packed with polyphenols, which is amazing for the heart. All right, so the first affirmation I got today was, I am the gatekeeper of my energy. And we have 4 life force energies within the body. Okay? And you are the gatekeeper to that, your energy. You have your physical energy, which is the nervous system, your organs, and everything in the body. You have your emotional energy, which is your heart. Okay? That's the quality of your life, right? You need your heart. You need that energy, that center, that space. That's your doorway to your soul, your higher self. So it needs to be healed and as light as a feather, I might add. And then we have our emotional energy, and this is the mind and where it focuses on, which is usually all the negative, the chaos within the matrix. This world is built on keeping you stuck in a mental energy, chaotic phase in this matrix. And this is something that you have to push through. And then we have our spiritual energy, and this is the life force system, the soul's energy within the body. And I wanted to talk about when someone sends you a negative energy, because it's so easy. Why? Because words. Your words are your wand. But not only that, words are spelling. That's why they called it spelling words when you went to school. Because they're spelling. You can actually have a thought, because thoughts become words. Words become energy. And that energy becomes a vibration that latches onto a frequency. We're literally creating the reality in our world. It's true fact. So I wanted to share this with you. Don't play the energetic ping pong game. And what do I mean by that? Well, when people are responding in a negative way, whether it be towards you or the people around you, don't get involved in that ping pong energetic game, because what happens is you open up your energetic field. That is the whole physical energy field around your body, your aura, which is your immune system. Okay? That can be affected. And when you play that negative game, all it does is open up your energetic field for, I don't know if you're ready for this, but dark forces to come in and feed off your energy, your light. Because they don't produce their own light. They don't. And the matrix is filled with negative energy. Earth is a polarity planet, negative and positive, negative and positive. You get to decide where you're going to be, on the positive or the negative side. And you'll know by your experiences in life, things that you go through, or you get a flat tire and then a broken window, and then like there's constant negative things happening. You're on a really bad frequency and you got to change it. And that's what my channel is all about, learning about your energy, your reality, and how to heal your inner psyche, which is your mind and your heart, which are doorways. And this matrix has so much energy negative energy tied to it, and it's gonna filter into your life. So by healing your inner psyche, old wounds, old heartache, old disappointments, because it just collects in the mind and the heart like an onion. And once we heal from that, we close the door to the matrix and we open up to our soul, the higher realms, the higher light beings. Heaven on earth is what you can bring for you. So I wanted to talk about the law of circularity. Okay? The law of circularity is what's in the matrix. We are brought up to react when someone's trying to attack us. It's all a negative energy. And it's not attacking us. The soul is not being attacked, but your persona, your outer image is being someone is literally trying to put interesting. Because, is someone feeling exhausted, tired, maybe not getting enough sleep? Because as a Hayoka, I can pick up on the energies around me, and I can pick up energy through devices, TVs, computers. It's energy can seep through anything. It can also lay doormat in the walls of your home. So if you notice that your energy, you change, your personality, your attitude changes when you get home, and you become more angry, and there's a lot of maybe miscommunication within the home, you can have a negative energy in the home and you need to clean it out. I'll make a separate video on that. Or you can look, I think I have something out there. But anyway, do not give it any energy. Don't give it your energy. You are the gatekeeper of your energy. You decide where you're going to put your energy. And if people are behaving in a negative way, you do not want to integrate your energy with that energy. Okay, don't play the energetic ping pong game. Don't open your field up so that a negative energy can come and just steal from you. Okay, do not give it any energy. Not, our job is to know thyself. That's the most important task we'll ever have. But not only that, it's to know the world around you and how it operates. And negative energy operates in the world, in the matrix. It's filled with it. And it comes in people, places, things, and situations. So, yes. And as I was stating, karma and how it works, how people respond in their life, that energy, that vibration goes up and it latches onto a frequency, and that is, you'll be receiving your karma. You'll be receiving what you're putting out. How you respond will be yours. So just remember, life is 10% of what happens to you in this matrix world, and it's 90% of how you react to it. 90%. Remember that. Okay? The ego, which is the inner psyche, the mind and the heart, is part of the ego. The ego's desire is to be correct all the time. That is, when you get a little thought and you start to get jealous of someone or how they show up in their own lives, you need to work on that. That's a dense negative energy, hijacking your own mind, your mental energy. And it can be attacked. So can your image, the so-called flesh, but not your spirit. And that's what you need to remember. You can let that go. Don't play the energetic ping pong game. Don't open up your energetic field. be the gatekeeper of your energy. You decide where it goes. And you want it to go and latch on to a positive frequency rather than a negative frequency, because then a lot of negative things can happen. And I mean, we experience it every day, right? We can meet someone who we thought or think is our soulmate and happens to be something negative. We're so closed off in our mental energy. We're closed off to our soul, our compass, our inner compass, that is the one that lets us know what's around us. Our intuition, our discernment. It's closed up in the mind and in the heart. And we're opened up to the matrix. You're open for everything to just come in and wreak havoc on your life. So I just wanted to share that with you. I'm going to pull from I Am Woman, because my channel is all about healing the inner psyche, the mind and the heart, and it's for women. Oh, look what just fell out. Trust your soul. How are you going to trust your soul? By healing the mind and the heart, so that your spiritual energy, your soul, can connect to the higher soul, which connects to your over soul, which connects to the angels, higher light beings, God, Spirit, God, Mother, the Holy Spirit. They're there for you. But if your mind and your heart is not healed, your discernment is going to work against you. You're going to be opening up your energetic field, and you're going to be playing the energetic ping pong game with everywhere you go, with everyone. Because why? We are taught, we are raised to react. That's part of the limiting belief systems that we are accustomed to. React. Even if you don't react outward, but you're reacting, you're putting it inward and holding it in your emotional energy, your heart, you're still reacting, and that energy goes up, that vibration, and it latches onto a frequency. Before you know it, bad things are happening in life, and you don't understand why. Don't play the energetic ping pong game. The law of circularity. Understand about reacting. You don't need to react. Sit quietly and ask yourself, what emotion am I feeling right now? Sit quietly and identify with that emotion. What is it really representing? Because the ego, that flesh can always be, it's not going to do anything. But your soul is what's going to be hurt. Your soul is intact. It's within you. But it's dormant. We need to open it. We need to open the heart and the mind, and we need to heal it so that your true self, authentic soul, can operate in this matrix and not react. The law of clarity. Do not react. That is the ego trying to stay in control. The shadow self reacts to everything. It's a big trigger all the time, wherever you go. All right? So I just wanted to make this short video in regards to that. And that came out. Trust your soul. Trust your soul. I'm being called to pull another one. Spirit talks, I listen. All right. I am enough. When you know you're enough, you don't have to react to anything. Nothing. And what's at the top? Don't be afraid to be sexy. That's part of your feminine and masculine energy. That's your inner psyche, and it must be balanced. If you're afraid to be sexy, you need healing, because you don't have to be afraid of anything. Okay? You could have experienced something in your childhood. I'm picking up on adult could have said something that made you feel not pretty. I also have Gemini at the top of the deck. That happens, and that will lay dormant in the mental energy and in the emotional energy, and you will project that out into the world. And if you're feeling insecure, that energy will trigger. Your inner world reflects your outer world, so you're gonna meet people that trigger that emotional pain within your heart and in your mind. People, places, things, and situations will trigger. Don't play the energetic ping pong game, because if you do, you're going to latch onto a really dense, lower frequency. And what do I mean by that? I'm going to have to pull from this deck. I call it the 4444-4. This is the energetic light frequency system of Earth, the soul, and the matrix, the veil. So let me get to that part. So this is the frequency. This is the dial tone that's up in the universe. Here's the dense negative energy. Here's a little lower frequency. Here's high. This is where you're connected to your higher self, and your soul is operating in the world, not the shadow self. That's why it's important to heal the inner psyche, because your frequency is always going to be hitting right here, and there's going to be nothing but chaos. You're going to experience a lot of negative energy, a lot of hardships in life. You know, it's up and down, up and down. If you see, you want to get up here. How do we get up here? By healing the mind and the heart, so that you understand how to operate in this matrix, in this world. Okay? And there's more, but I'm going to leave it with this. Trust your soul. Don't be afraid to be sexy. Okay? Part of being sexy is part of your feminine energy. Okay? It's a part of who you are. It's a part of your beauty. And it needs to balance with the masculine energy within you. I am enough. All right? I am enough. We're brought up to think that men are above us. No, it's not that way. We are equal. Not equal as, oh, I'm better than you. Oh, no. It's because we put the woo before the man. Okay? Women bring life into this world. We are not to be at the bottom of the cookie jar. No. We bring life in. Okay, we are important. The feminine, masculine energy within you, the light and the dark, your shadow self. That's why it needs balance. Okay? And remember, I am the gatekeeper of my own energy. Yes, you are. You decide where it's going to go. You decide who gets to play in your energy. And if your discernment is working against you, you're going to pick up nothing but, let's pull from toxic trash. This is what you're going to be, your frequency is going to pick up. Nothing but these types of people. Spirit says, ooh, there's a lot of friction. I can feel it. You could be a Taurus, or you could be dealing with someone who is a Taurus. Toxic behaviors. Gets defensive. Now, he has a lot of gets defensive when he feels he's being blamed, but I'm picking up on an energy that's not being blamed. He just refuses to take accountability for his actions. He blames it on everyone else. He didn't get home early. He didn't get home in time and didn't take responsibility for it. Instead, he blamed it on his friend. So he doesn't have any accountability. He gets to stay out late. Because why? It's not his fault. It was his friend's fault. No way. Trust how something made you feel. Ooh, this just turned into something totally different. Hater. His friend's a hater. He is so... See, this is why you need to heal the inner psyche, the mental energy. He has a hater. His friend is a hater, and he doesn't realize that his friend is sabotaging his own relationship. You see? Discernment works against you, not for you. If he was a healed shadow, if he was had a healed inner psyche, mind and heart, he would spot this hater as being a hater. And instead, oh my gosh. This is not even right. Wow. I'm being called to pull another one. All right, let's get this friend, this hater. And then we're going to close this off because this is not what I intended this to be, but sometimes it happens. And this is a dark empath. This hater is someone who can actually hold empathy, but he uses it to manipulate others emotionally. What do I mean by that? Emotional manipulators love to trigger your anger, your fear, your sadness, your disappointments. And when they do that, they own you. He is literally being owned by his own friend who is keeping him out at night, destroying his relationship. Oh, wow. Trust your soul. Don't be afraid to be sexy. I am enough. Yes, you are. You are the gatekeeper of your energy. And this Taurus, he's being manipulated by a dark empath, a friend who is a hater. I hope this resonated with someone. All right, I'm going to end this. I didn't even expect that. Remember, life is 10% of what happens to you, but it's 90% how you react. You see how the Taurus is reacting? It's becoming 90% of his relationship. Take care of your mind and your heart, because everything flows from there. What flows? Vibration. And you latch onto a frequency. And guess what? If you got a dense energy like this dark empath, this hater, he's just bringing negative energy into everyone's life, causing havoc and chaos. All right, I'm done. Please like, subscribe, and thank you.